pretty rich weekend here, or week, with the Legend of Zelda stuff. We've had a bunch of news from Gameinformer, we've had content reveals, and it's been a very exciting week. Spoiler warning though, we're gonna take some dungeons and stuff like that later, so if you really want to stay, completely clean with this and not, play the game for yourself, avoid that. But that's going to be near the end. We're going to be talking about some settings that I've found with the game. We're gonna be discussing a lot of things Zelda. So this is your place to be for everything Zelda. So basically, what was happening? I had like a little Reddit Q&A over on Reddit. People got to ask me a bunch of questions about the game, and someone was asking about the settings menu, which you probably see on screen right now. I'm pretty sure you do, yeah. And someone saw the the HUD HUD mode, and it said normal. No one had apparently switched this before. I didn't know about this. You click the switch button and it switches to Pro, which is a mode pretty much removes all the the mini-map things. There's like a temperature meter, and I think the other one is a sound meter. So the Pro mode basically gives you a Pro HUD, or a lighter version of the HUD that, it makes it more clean, much more pro, you could say. And on the screen right now, you should be seeing some footage of that. And I had no idea no one had discovered this before, so it was pretty exciting to see something like this. And I can't, it's cool that they added this, I'm happy that they did it.
This was the first story. This is a big feature because that means that you can play Breath of the Wild with just the hearts in the top left corner, and that is absolutely great.
The stamina meter still shows up, so that's the only thing.
Yeah, they got sound. That's great.
Cool,
okay,
cool.
Let's begin with our first story then. The first story of the week, if we say so, came on Tuesday, and it came from Gameinformer, informing that they will have a great coverage of Breath of the Wild on their webpage. And they, along with this article, posted a brand new concept art of Link
gorgeous
and Zelda holding the Master Sword. And this concept art has been said to contain two different concept arts, one of being in present time and one being in past time. We did an analysis on this a few days ago, but we know that Zelda is definitely in the past, Link is in the present, because Link has the Sheikah Slate, and Zelda is in her divine garments, her divine clothing.
Yeah, you can also see it with the Master Sword being a bit off as well.
Yeah, I don't think you can see it that well here, but...
No. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is the cover of the Gameinformer issue that should be out already. If you want it, you can get it digitally. Just go to Gameinformer's website to check it out. Also, they made a little trailer.
So, I really like this new cover. It says a lot without, saying too much. You can look into it so much, and it's just one cover. I really like it. I'm looking at it here as well. And it makes you wonder, because it teases a lot about the story, and I'm definitely excited to see what's gonna come with this. I'm always like a sucker for time travel and stuff, so we'll see what happens. Or at least, skipping through time, going back and forth.
Exactly. Well, Gameinformer posted spoilers in their article, but in their intro and their trailers, there have been no spoilers so far. But this was just the beginning. This contained a little bit of gameplay, and we also covered it in our Inside Breath of the Wild episode about it, as you can see right on the screen here. So
this looks really interesting. You're showing the small tidbit of gameplay, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, I'm really liking it. It looks really good to me. I almost feel like it looks better than anything else we've seen before. But I'm just so happy that all the areas look so different, and I feel like that's a key thing with this game. And it was one of my first, when I first saw the game, I really hoped they'd show a bunch of different locations and a bunch of stuff like that. I'm so happy that all the locations feel and seem so different. There's different colors and everything, and it just looks very much alive. I'm liking all the. It's just. I'm looking at the footage you're showing, and it looks fantastic, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and the vastness of Hyrule, all the variety of combat, gameplay, the different provinces.
Yes, and it's seamless. That's the best bit.
Yeah, that's the best part, and the combat is also so seamless. You can ride horses, fight bokoblins on horses. And it's not just limited to single area as it was. It just reminds me so much of my own home country of Norway. So shield surfing will be so great.
I wish I could shield surf in real life, but you managed to do that at the event, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel?
It felt incredible, and let me just say, it's such a liberating feeling. I've never felt that experience or that feeling while playing a Zelda game before. And that says a lot about shield surfing.
Exactly, it's shield surfing in you.
It's really a great mechanic, and the fact that they added it was... This little trailer that is just a few seconds long, it just shows how great a game can be. It's just a little bit of sequence of cutscenes, a little bit of gameplay, and all the ambient sounds. It could even be a benefit compared to having a proper soundtrack.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, I'm still hoping, there's going to be some tidbits of soundtrack here and there, but I'm sure there will be. Like, the score's already amazing.
Yeah.
But see, it's just, like you said, I don't think, most of the time, making an open world game can be difficult because, there has to be a lot for the player to do. There has to be interest. And I think this really fits with the Zelda formula because I feel like what they're doing here, sort of teasing about what we're going to talk about later, which is dungeons, the items, as far as we know, I'm not sure if they're going to be in the dungeons or not. We don't know where we're going to find them. And I like the idea of it sort of like the whole world is like a big dungeon in the sense that you can roam around everywhere. There's always going to be things to find, and you're always going to have that excitement when you explore. Like, for example, in other Zelda games, when you explore a dungeon, you always feel excited finding the new item or finding something new. But now you're going to have that all the time, like while exploring the world. You're always going to see things in the distance and be like, oh, what can I find here? What new is there? Because we don't know that much about the game. So it's going to be so exciting to just explore this whole thing. And applying the Zelda formula to an open world is genius, in my opinion. I'm so happy they're doing that.
Yeah, and that's what I also love so much about Breath of the Wild is that we're going almost blind into this Zelda game. The only areas we know about is the Great Plateau. We know that Hyrule Castle Town is trashed. And we know a little bit about the areas that were demoed back when it was still known as Zelda Wii U.
Oh yes,
but those areas have probably changed drastically since last time we saw them, and they just changed the entire approach of the game. That's why it was delayed so many times, and now we're 20 days away from launch. It just feels unreal. Completely unreal. Is
it only 20 days? Oh god, I didn't think about that. You have me really excited now. Looking at the trailer you're showing here as well, like it's just, oh dude, it looks too good, and I'm so excited about the story too. Like it has side quests and main quests now, so it's going to be much more streamlined in terms of just getting new things all the time, finding new things and seeing everything.
But Nintendo posted, it was the same day actually as Gameinformer started their promotional campaign, this beautiful commercial for Breath of the Wild. And we see Breath fighting a Hinox, and he has 17 hearts, so it suggests that it will have either 30 hearts. Okay, let's just play this little bit of gameplay. He will either have 30 hearts, or he will have 20 and then 10 yellow hearts, those temporary hearts.
That could be. No, you know what? I feel like for the people with like OCD, they're gonna keep it at like an even amount because otherwise it's gonna look off. Or maybe that could just be me. But the new gameplay is really nice. I feel I don't know. Is it just me or does it look better? That's I get some sort of feel of that. But I'm liking the little story details as well. We get some cutscenes that are also in the Super Bowl commercial, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but this was much better.
Exactly.
I think the Japanese trailer was so much better than the Super Bowl commercial. Yes. Super Bowl commercial was good, but it showed much more of the system instead of showing gameplay of Zelda.
Yeah. Well, of course, it was more of a Switch trailer. But anyway, this looks... I'm liking... see, the thing is as well, with this Hinox guy, you're just fighting him in the wild. We don't know, like, we don't... I'm not sure if it's been confirmed, but there could be just bosses, roaming around. There could be some bosses, hopefully respawning. Maybe they have some sort of... they drop certain items for you and things like that. It could be really cool. Maybe you're supposed to go out hunting them and stuff. We don't know. This is just speculation, but I'm liking. It's just Nintendo are always so good, and I love this about them with showing. They show features but without really spoiling anything. Looking at this trailer, you get so much out of it without feeling like it's ruined anything. You get so many, you can speculate so much over it.
And we also get to see how close Link and Zelda were before the fall of Hyrule in the past. So the Japanese commercial was sublime. It was perfect. It showed some of the more important scenes that they could show before the launch of the game. And I love that they focused on the scene with Zelda and Link riding on horses next to each other. Is just so
exactly beautiful. I mean, we got a little bit of that in Skyward Sword. I mean, I guess a lot of that. Link and Zelda were much closer to each other, but I think I hope this is going to take it to the next level, because I mean, people, as you can say what you want about Skyward Sword, but I did like the fact that Link and Zelda, they were very close to each other. They were friends, and I'm hoping we get the next level of that. It doesn't have to be a relationship. We don't know yet, but I'm liking them being so close, because it's going to give a whole it's a different dynamic to Zelda. Because before Zelda was just like, if she was just a girl, you're supposed to rescue her. I just love seeing Zelda, because it is the Legend of Zelda. You have to. It's something about her, and I'm hoping this is going to be more one-on-one conversations. We could see in the Switch trailer her crying into Link's lap and stuff, and it just suggests a much more personal relationship.
Exactly. And speaking about the Switch, we reached 70,000 subscribers, and once again, super thank you guys. You have been incredible. We have got 15,000 subscribers in like 9 days. I don't even know what to say, but go into the description, get into the giveaway, and we will give that Switch away. So one lucky person among you will get that system for free. So go and check out the link under the video. Under the stream. And also check out our new Discord server. This link should be working, and we got some really great channels you can go and check out, such as Inside Breath of the Wild, Inside Super Mario Odyssey, our timeline series, along with a Nintendo meme channel, so you can get all of your meming needs out there. So yeah,
nice.
But now we will be watching my gameplay from off-screen gameplay from the Nintendo Switch event in Sweden. So enjoy.
There might be some sort of, this is me speculating, but there might be some sort of graphics upgrade. We don't know. We weren't playing the final version, but it looks so much better in the new Japanese trailer than in Conrad's footage. Conrad's footage looks good, but I'm hoping, maybe there'll be something extra for us when it releases. That would be super nice.
Yeah, remember guys, this is off-screen gameplay. I decided to just go straight away from the shrine, not even go down to the old man, just climb up in the direction of Mount Hylia and check out how the stamina meter works. I was really careful in the beginning because I didn't have any idea how long it lasted. But I just love the fact that you can climb everything in this game. Yeah,
I got that as well when I played it. I got to play it. How many times did you play it? Once or twice?
I played it twice.
Yeah, same here. I also got to play it for 20 minutes, 2 times. And I agree, like, it's so cool being able to just climb everything, and I'm curious to see where they're going to take that, because obviously it's a big feature of the game, so there's going to be a lot to it. There's going to be probably items you find like that as well. And I just like that there's already, as soon as you go out, there's already things to find. If you go, I think it's a little bit to the left, you can go down and there's like a little Mogoblin like camp. Or you can already fight them, get new weapons and stuff, and it's like 5 minutes into the game. You in most games you have to go through like a big tutorial. Then there's like choose all these things before you get to play. But this is it's like right on. You right on. I'm assuming this is going to be for the the same intro in the full game, and I'm just loving how pick up and play it is, even though it's an RPG game sort of. And it's a hard thing to get, but I think it's a good selling point, especially for the Switch as a console.
Yeah, one of the things I really loved about the demo itself is, okay, you have 20 minutes, you start panicking really fast.
Yes.
Because there are things you want to do in this game. There are things you want to accomplish. I wanted to get to up to Mount Hylia, but I couldn't because I didn't have the quilted shirt. Or I didn't, or more specifically, when I found peppers, I wasn't able to make a bonfire, so I could lit up the pot to cook up some peppers and then get up to Mount Hylia. So in the end, I just decided to go shield surfing.
That's a good choice, I think. I didn't. Were we able to make fires in the demo as well?
Yes, if you got the fire arrow.
Okay, I see.
But to do that, you had to beat the blue bokoblin.
Yeah.
And that
I
thing
know.
is not fun fighting if
No.
you have terrible weaponry and just 3 hearts.
You know what? That's a good point, actually. The game's much more difficult. I just want to say that straight away. This game, it feels more difficult than it has much smarter AI than any other Zelda game, as far as I can remember.
Yeah, that's true. Well, at this moment in the gameplay, I had failed to get up to Mount Hylia, and I was desperate to find some fire, so I could, or a pot, in order to cook up some chilies, or peppers, so I could go up to Mount Hylia. So you'll see in the gameplay soon how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm sort of looking here at the stream as well. I'm hoping, like, do you reckon you'll be able to climb Mount Hylia like fully in the fully released game?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, I was complaining right here that they just put up the UI of the TV. I just what are you doing? I'm filming this.
Yeah.
And it's so embarrassing. But luckily they got it away. They had someone had problems filming on the other. So yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the variety of items and that you can get everything from the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Oh, can you actually just like grab everything straight away?
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm looking. Sadly, it's a bit delayed for me when I'm looking, but it's so cool. I never explored the area you're in. I just like sort of explored the plateau, like kind of going forward. But I love how it's different. There's so many different types of areas. I'm a sucker as well for just different types of environments, and I like that already. Just like going backwards, you can start to see the trees changing a little bit. You know, probably going up the mountain, there's going to be snow and stuff. You could sort of see a little bit of snow when you went up the cliff, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
There's a pot there as well. That looks. It's very interesting how we haven't seen a lot of the map. Like as far as I know, we haven't seen much at all, and I'm just curious how not only on the surface, but how when you go down, there's going to obviously be shrines and stuff, and is there going to be regular caves? What are you going to be able to find? I mean, you can just go on, and I feel like that's the best selling point for this game. Like, it's true open world, and it's just done right with stuff to do all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think also about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It screams freedom.
Yes,
even
exactly.
more than games like Fallout, where you can do basically everything. Ignore the plot, go fight some super mutants and so on. This one feels even more organic. It feels even freer, and I just can't wait until we get finally our hands on this game and can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I know you got like you had a really good time playing it. I was trying my absolute hardest to be like, because I didn't want to go like, I'm a huge Nintendo fan and just Zelda fan in general.
And I also actually enjoy that
I was like 3 years old, and I tried my hardest not to like freak out or something. But like I couldn't help myself as well when I played. I just got like such a big chill just down my spine. When you run up that little cliff and you just look out, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is. It's a love letter to fans, but also like a great place to start. With Zelda, and it's just I don't know what to say. It just looks and feels like such a polished game, and I'm happy. It's gone gold now as well, so it's
finished. It will be sent out very soon, so people can finally play it.
Yes,
not just the demo.
And looking at the Gameinformer footage we got as well, like it looks so much variety, so much everything, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
It's true. I just love how this game combines everything that has been great in past Zelda games and with other games that we also like.
Exactly,
and enjoy. Yeah.
I think that's the best part as well. Like I previously mentioned with the open world stuff, normally you can get very easily bored, but with this game, it looks like there's stuff to do all the time. Let's just hope it prevails all the way till the end, and we get like a fantastic game. I've got my hopes up for this like so much. Just after playing it, I don't think it's gonna disappoint. Absolutely not. I just feel like all the Zelda needs you could ever have are gonna be fulfilled with this game.
Yeah. Okay, here you are about to see how I fail climbing up this mountain. You need to make sure you have enough
stamina.
That's the thing, especially in the beginning of the game when you have almost nothing.
Wasn't it confirmed that you can upgrade your stamina. I don't know if that was confirmed before, but I know it was confirmed very recently.
You can upgrade your stamina.
Thank God for that. I mean, I was a bit worried when I played because it did feel it ran out very fast. You know, just sprinting. I'm so happy you can, you know, you can upgrade it. Most likely, there's probably going to be like a green potion or something, give you some, you know, stamina, unlimited stamina for a short while. That's what I'm thinking. But it's just, I'm happy that you're able to do that now and that they confirmed it. You want to talk a little bit about that? The points they sort of, you know, they did like a funny little rapid fire question, Game Informer, 51 questions or something. Some of them were sort of like not serious, but
I think we'll be going over those as soon as this gameplay is over.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let's go over that.
Before I started messing around.
I see. I just can't see it live yet. I wish I could because I see you climbing the mountain now. Anyway. I'm just
climbing will be time consuming. That's
that's for sure.
That's for sure.
I mean, for all we know, there could be like an item speeding it up. There's just like I feel like whenever you go into like just a small topic about this game, there's always like there could be more. You know, there's possibilities of there's so many possibilities with this game. I'm so excited for it. I can't stop freaking like fangirling over it. It's just so cool.
Yeah, this section sucked so much because I was so close to avoiding dying. Just look at this. It's like a second missing. One more second and I would have,
Yeah.
Also the death animation. I was just, damn it. I was like 2 seconds away from getting to the top of that.
I gotta say as well, just a quick thing. I want to thank you as well for even, helping me. I had no idea this event we were on even existed, and it was thanks to you and Zeltic that I actually found out about it. So I gotta give a small thanks for that as well. But
true.
It was just
such a. You will probably notice immediately is how much faster the loading is after you die.
Well, it's most likely just a purely seamless world, so it's gonna be easy, especially with the cartridge as well, since it loads faster. I'm seeing that now. At
this point, I think I just started thinking about shield surfing. Because I thought, okay, I just probably have like 6 minutes left. There's no point running anywhere. And then, Jesus, how do I shield surf? Yeah, this is when I go back to the person talking and just, how do I shield surf? How do I shield surf?
It was I sadly didn't think of that. Like, I definitely get you when you said there was like a lot of stress, but. I think I was watching you while you did this, and it looked so cool just seeing you like able to do that. And it's such a small thing, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, just imagine going to the top of Snow Peak and sliding down the entire mountain. It would be
there might be
incredible.
Hopefully, there's achievements for the game, and we'll get some sort of
especially if you find the snowboard. The snowboard shield.
Is there a snowboard shield?
There's a snowboard shield. It's an unbreakable snowboard. You can't use it as a shield, but it's a shield, but you can't use it as a shield.
Okay.
But it's great for shield surfing.
Yeah, all right. I see. I didn't actually know about that. That's funny. Cool little niche. You see, I wonder if they'd add if they're going to add, Easter egg weapons or something. That could be funny from other Nintendo games or something. There's just like I said, so many possibilities, and I'm just curious to explore this whole world and find all these things for myself. There's going to be just so much stuff. It's what was it like? I know it's bigger than Skyrim, the whole world. So
yeah, the world is probably bigger than Skyrim. I'm not sure if Nintendo has confirmed it yet, though. But based on what we have seen and the variety of the different provinces, I think it's around the size of Skyrim.
Yeah, I did have like a quick peek at the map, and it looks really big. So,
and like I said, so much fun.
Yeah,
it was playing live, so you will see it in a few seconds.
It's gonna be interesting to do all these things.
It will be like playing a snowboard game in Zelda, and that is just super cool.
SSX. Oh, are there tricks? I had no idea. I didn't.
I've heard you can do a 360 or something, but
that's enough for me,
Yeah,
I get all my MLG needs from that. But
don't expect your triple corks or backflips. I don't think that will happen in a Zelda game. At least maybe not this one.
Yeah. It's cool they actually managed to get it right. It's especially with the pressure of this demo. I commend you for that.
Yeah, and I love how many items are breakable, and also the animations. Okay, I think the bokoblins fly a little bit too easy.
True,
Look at that. I just cut off that tree, and all the bees and the beehive dropped down. That would never happen in a Zelda game in the past. You couldn't cut down trees.
I love the physics. Like all the animations are so fluid and so realistic. Just the physics, themselves.
Yeah. The Great Plateau is pretty empty, but I think it's just an area to learn the controls, get the items you will need to survive, or to solve some of the shrines and puzzles and dungeons that will come after you leave the plateau.
Yeah. We didn't get to leave the plateau, sadly. I'm not sure if anyone's done that, but I know Game Informer did give they were able to leave the plateau, right? And that's how they got so much footage. Yeah, of course, that's how they got.
Okay, we got a little greeting from Esser. He says, "Hi Conrad, I'm Mark from the Nintendo Switch event." That's cool. Thank you, Mark.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, he was in the chat.
Aye. That's cool. Nice to see other people from there as well. That's nice. I got to meet so many nice people there.
I was just goofing around completely with the shield surfing, and when my pot broke, I just I just want to shield surf some more. So I just went straight to the blue bokoblin, and well, you will see in a second.
Where was the blue bokoblin? I don't think I found.
He's in that skull hideout.
Oh, I never saw that. Oh, I did actually. I think that's where my demo ended or something. I had some bad experiences with that. It just ended right when I felt like, oh, I'm finally getting into it.
Yeah. And I didn't have the arrows for the bow, so I couldn't go stealthy on them. Otherwise, I would just shoot down the the lamp, and it falls down on the explosives and so on. But just look at how much faster the Switch version is in terms of loading after you die. It takes like 10 seconds and you're back up. That is better in many cases than PlayStation 4 with such big games.
Well, it's going to get a lot of benefits from the cartridge, I think. Like I said before, it does provide some benefits for it. And it's just cool that you can fit such a huge game on that little cartridge. But the loading times, it's good that they have that. Even, if the towns end up being, having loading screens, I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not. But, even that will just be super quick. Yeah, with this kind of setup.
I think I ran into the blue bokoblin like 3 times on purpose just to shield surf some more.
You ran into him?
Yeah, because it spawned you at a higher point.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
It would take you a longer time to run up again than to die and be spawned at the same place.
That's true. I'm sadly, again, not able to see your gameplay live, but I wanted to touch on a little point.
So with the pro setting, we have like 30 seconds left of the footage. You see this area I'm pointing out here. With the pro settings, this is not visible. So you just have like the hearts in the left corner.
Yes,
so you can play a very cinematic Zelda.
I actually wanted to talk about the pro settings, but it's such a cool find to have. If you don't know, if you're new to the stream, I found some pro settings in the HUD menu of the game. You can change it, so pretty much you remove the minimap, the little heat icon, and the sound meter, and it's really cool because you get a very cinematic experience. Like it's much more
to be the luckiest group of mofo.
I guess you could call it hardcore. That's why maybe they put it as the pro mode, but it's really cool, and I'm super happy that they included something like that because it makes it just so much more. It's much easier to get immersed,
Yeah, it's much easier to get immersed, and it's this game will just be incredible when it comes to all of this stuff. So I just can't wait to see something more. And they had a great interview with Eiji Aonuma and Shigeru Miyamoto, such as where this game takes place. One of the most important things they
was that
pointed
the 51 questions?
Yeah, this is the 51 questions. We have the same video when we talked about it. And also pointed out some of the new images that Gameinformer posted. They just posted the same things. You had like some people standing next to a pot, some lightning, and Lizalfos. Yeah. And Stalblins, I think those are. Yeah. Some great footage of gameplay. The screenshots were great. I think the graphics are stupendous, and yes, the Switch might not be as powerful as the PlayStation 4, but I think it doesn't matter because this game just shows that Nintendo...
It shows that art style is key as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. Sometimes you don't need the most powerful hardware ever to give you a gorgeous, gorgeous game.
Correct.
You can just get like enemy design, world design, environments. You just get all that from art style and it looks great.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the screenshots you're showing right now, and it really does look beautiful.
Yeah, they had a great time in talking about how the game takes place, say, after Ocarina of Time, for instance, and the green tunic, because the green tunic is probably somewhere in the game. You can wear it if you want to, but tunics this time around are just like more. It's clothing. It's normal clothing. I can change the sweater to something else, and it looks like they have the same approach in terms of clothing in the game.
Just like weapons, you mean?
Yeah, I just like how this is like a life simulator.
Yes.
In many ways, you can play it like a life simulator. You can live in Hyrule and still have a lot of fun.
Exactly. I'm wondering if you can get all the, like, you find the civilians, if you can find their clothing as well, you can blend in. They won't notice you for the hero you are. I'm liking the blue outfit, though. I'm probably going to be wearing that. But I'm wondering, is there a head armor? I'm not sure if there is.
I think there could be, yeah.
There could be.
And then they made this pun about Link's surname being Link. Just like Mario was in, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The super terrible video game movie. Yeah. Well, like every video game movie is terrible. We all know that they are terrible. And yeah, they've been joking in the past also, saying that Bowser Jr. is the child of
Bowser,
of Miyamoto, and it's a stupidity. So yeah. And I also love that even Eiji Aonuma said that the original Legend of Zelda is too difficult for him to play without a guide.
I see. Oh, I can sort of.
But it's okay for Shigeru Miyamoto because he made the game, so he knows where all the secrets are.
I know that I have the Zelda Collector's Edition. I've tried playing the original Zelda game. It's too hardcore for me, man. I can't do it. I've never been able to actually finish it.
Yeah. Also, go and check out our newest episode inside Super Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey. So, pretty sure you can add cards to the live stream as well if you wanna.
Yeah, and you could also. There's a possibility that we might be able to break the Master Sword. It was hinted, but he said it's a secret. But come on, Aonuma, when you say it's a secret, just say it's a secret for everybody. It's so much better than just have as much Zelda references. But this interview was great, by all means.
Very, very funny as well.
It was really, really stupendous. Especially since the game is also difficult, but I think in general they have made a game that will be accessible for all ages and for all players. Because this is the game that will be selling the Switch. It can't be Dark Souls difficult. So yeah.
There's challenge, but it's like a good challenge,
Indeed. That is exactly what you also need to think about. Yeah.
There's a difference between just like artificial difficulty and challenge, but this game, it's it's smart enemies, not just like annoying enemies.
Yeah. And also we got a new screenshot yesterday from Nintendo. I think they posted it at the Legend of Zelda website. And this is a nice screenshot of Link looking down at, I think it's a Korok stub or something. I think it will show up on your screen in like 5 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So you got a Deku Leaf, which we also know is present in the game, and we got this typical stub. It might be connected to the Great Deku Tree, but I don't know exactly where this area is, though.
Maybe
doesn't show that much. It could be in the mountains.
Maybe it has something to do with those little what's it called? What are they called? From Wind Waker as well. The little
yeah, the Koroks.
Koroks, exactly.
Yeah, and the seeds they hand out.
It could be something like that, like in Wind Waker. Oh, that's just like, I'm sorry. Let me point that out. Look at how beautiful just that little stub is. Like, there's so Nintendo or masters at just little details, and it has me so excited. Yes,
it's perfect.
It's just like, I'm fangirling over a stub. What does that tell you?
Yeah, and we know there are Deku Leaves in the game. You use it for instance, blowing away enemies or to navigate your raft.
Yeah,
which is also returning from the original Legend of Zelda. And you had also similar mechanic also in the Oracle games, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, where you use the stubs to interact with the world itself. So it will be interesting if they have drawn also inspiration from that. Also doing another giveaway. We reached 70,000. We see how fast we're growing. So if we can reach to 85 by the launch of Zelda, we'll be giving away this.
Sweet.
Okay, guys, this was your warning. We're moving into spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers,
if you want to go,
this
this is
why
your
you-
final warning.
get out of here. We're talking about dungeons in Breath of the Wild. Get out now, now. If you don't want to be spoiled, you need to leave the stream now.
If you want to go in blind, this is your warning.
Because when I move down here, there's no way going back. Yeah, it's the dungeon layout. This is how the dungeons will look like in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Okay, here we go.
As you can see, it's mechanical, and it's probably the divine beasts that we saw in the trailer and on the Breath of the Wild tapestry. So you want to be spoiled? Here you go. This is how the dungeons will look like. This is the concept art of it, and how it is in terms of scale. I guess this is the entrance to the dungeon, or maybe going into. So you see, you will be manipulating the dungeon, tilting using the Sheikah Slate and so on. Okay, you have been warned, so we'll be going into the information that was just posted a few minutes ago.
It looks like he has a green hat on him. Sorry, I just noticed that.
No, that's the hood. I think that's the hood that
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw
yeah.
in past gameplay as well.
You're right.
So yeah, the shrines, as we all know, have seen, are small, limited, often just one chamber. Based
Dungeons are fully blown.
Mini dungeons, yeah. So here are some of the details. I'll be reading from the article. Instead of having a traditional multi-layered, multi-floor map, you will have a 3D map or a 3D model, which will serve for many different purposes. And that is because the dungeons have just one floor. At least the first dungeon has just one floor. I don't know if that will be the case for the rest of the dungeons, but that's the case.
It's still interesting to talk about, you know. We don't. This all we know so far.
Of course. So there's no compass, there's no a dungeon item that you get that will kill everything, or will be the big weak point of the boss. You'll have to find out that yourself. Mm-hmm. So AG Anuma says about dungeons that they have always been like mazes. So we needed that compass to let the user know where the bosses were placed. But then, as you probably saw, you can kind of see the goal right away. You won't get lost. You just have to figure out how to get there. So it means that dungeons will be much more streamlined than they were in past Zelda games. But being streamlined doesn't mean that it will be easy to get to the dungeon boss, because this is what is different in Breath of the Wild. Is that Breath of the Wild dungeons might not be as big as in Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword, at least not the first dungeon. But it just has say that you have one big area and one big puzzle. The entire dungeon becomes a puzzle in this game.
It's much more focused on just like all the puzzles are going to be more complex since it's just not like one item.
Yeah, just say Stone Tower Temple from Majora's Mask on steroids.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That is how I would compare it. And we all know how much you had to think about things being upside down in that temple.
Mm-hmm. And there was stuff like, you can go to Link Between Worlds as well. I guess that's the first Zelda game that didn't have items in the dungeon. Mm-hmm. In the dungeons pretty much. And it had more, it made more use of everything as you progress to the game. And I'm hoping this will be the same in the sense that you'll be able to just like puzzles will be more complex. That's what I'm really hoping they'll still make use of the items, but you'll have to, they'll be more complex. There'll be more different things to do, and it'll feel just more adventurous. You'll feel like you actually overcame a lot of obstacles, because in the older games it was just like, here's an item, use it for the puzzles, and that's probably what you're going to use for everything. But now they can really move into like the next level of puzzles.
Yeah, and I don't think the dungeons are the main focus in the Zelda game.
Exactly.
I think it's all about the world, and it's all about the side quests, because there are many of them. And all the things you do outside of dungeons. You can even finish the game without going to any of the dungeons. But since it's a Zelda game, you must have dungeons.
Exactly. There must be some sort of significance to them, because there's always something you get from the dungeons. So there's probably going to be, there's some initiative to do them. We don't really know, but it's going to be quite interesting, especially if you go in blind here. Going into the dungeons is going to be exciting, because we don't know what awaits anymore. It's a new thing, because before we always knew, there was an item, there was probably something to do with your quest, but now we know you can finish the whole game without even going to a dungeon. So what's the purpose here? Why are we going here?
Yeah, and in the dungeons you'll also be hearing a voice. I guess it will probably be Zelda talking about guiding you through the dungeon, giving you some simple hints.
Wouldn't they say that though in the article?
Yeah, it says in the article. And also tell us that we need to be careful of the boss. And there's a reason to be careful, because the boss, well, prepare for a big spoiler, guys. If you don't want to be spoiled, leave now. I'm telling you, leave at this instance. Because, yes, we can talk a little bit about the malice before we move into the big spoiler. Dungeons in Breath of the Wild, the bosses and the different enemies are not weak to one specific item, which means that you have to prepare heavily before entering a dungeon. So it will be really, really tough entering a dungeon unless you are packed with weaponry, packed with bows, packed with arrows, packed with swords, because I don't think you will have the Master Sword when you play through these first couple of dungeons. And you need to be prepared. We see that crystal switches are returning back, which is great, and as we mentioned, Link will be using his Sheikah Slate to tilt the dungeon, which is constantly moving. So the dungeon itself is a puzzle. And now you have been warned like 1 million times by me, and it's time to move into the big spoiler. We can begin with an image of the dungeon itself. Here's an example.
Oh, I don't think I've actually seen this. Alright, I'm excited.
This is how it looks inside. And you see the malice has a weak point, this eye. You need to hit that eye to get rid of this, because this malice will hurt Link. Yeah.
So the malice seems like something. It's like something from Metroid Prime. If you've played that, the Phazon is sort of like infecting the whole area. We don't know what it is yet. That looks interesting. I'm happy that one of my main concerns, like when I just saw the game at first, was that all the dungeons were sort of going to look alike, like the shrines. But I'm happy that they still got their own unique thing going.
Yep, that's exactly what we also need to be looking after. So yeah, we already saw the design of the dungeons, which look like this. I like the design, but I'm not a too big fan of all dungeons having the same design inside.
Do they?
Yes, because they're mechanical.
Oh, so
That's
wait,
the
all the
difference.
dungeons in the whole game are going to look the same?
Well, there would be some differences, because maybe there would be a different theme. One might be wind-based, one might be earth-based, one might be fire-based, and the last one might be water-based. But I don't think the walls will be that much different, because it's all a mechanical being. If you open a PC, it will look more or less the same, because it still has a processor, it still has a hard drive, and so on.
I see what you mean. It's going to be the same sort of look to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So guys, we are going to move into the boss, and if you're not ready, be back
Again,
to you.
spoilers.
Because here it is, the first boss, big boss, in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Windblight Ganon. This guy looks tough to beat. Here you go, this is Windblight Ganon. He has a huge gun, much bigger than the Guardians. He might be an insta-kill if you are not well equipped. I think so. We see it's the same Sheikah pedestal. I think you use it to activate this bastard.
There we go. Oh, look at him.
Yeah.
See, an interesting thing to note, though, is that Link is, there's a clear sky above him, so it's most likely at the top of the dungeon.
Yes, and I think also why. But I'll be talking more about it inside Breath of the Wild on Tuesday. The script was just finished before we started streaming this.
Nice.
So you know it's coming. It's coming. I'll be editing it tomorrow.
I wonder if we're able to get any mechanical weapons, like later in the game.
Yeah, here's another image of how you use the paraglider to navigate. I think this one is... The dungeons look very intricate.
That's to say the least. Like they're gonna have a lot of layers to them. They're gonna, or not layers, but they're gonna have a lot of. It's gonna be interesting going into them.
Yeah, we see Link has a hammer, and we see him with the quilted shirt. So this is definitely must be around Snow Peak, because he wouldn't be wearing this type of clothing if he wasn't in a cold area.
Look at that. That sort of reminds me of Skyward Sword a little bit for some reason. Or is it? Yeah.
This reminds me of the Stone Tower Temple from Majora's Mask. When you turn it upside down, the dungeon.
I see. Yeah, I know what you mean. I was thinking mostly about the design, but yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, still looking at it like this, I'm intrigued by the design.
Yeah.
That's my first reactions.
That's true. Okay, let's move over to the next image of the dungeon. We have balls like we saw in the shrine. The footage we saw previously. So you'll be using your, in this case, Magnesis slate, because I think you need to push it something around there, since you can't move into that area. There's some kind of barrier. We got some nice lighting, and we got that switch. The light switch. Do you see it in the
stream?
Right,
no, not yet.
right
Not
corner?
yet.
Okay, when the image appears, though.
There we go. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, the switch.
Mm.
So you got a nice metal ball, playing around it with it.
It looks. I like. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you got the magnet thing here, and it looks like a much more. You're probably going to have to use. Later in the game, in other dungeons, you're going to have to use more items to get these things going. As further you progress, the more items you're going to have to use for the dungeons. They're going to get harder.
This, I think, is slow motion when you fight him on top of the dungeon, because you fight this boss on outside. So if you're using the entire surface or outside of the dungeon to fight, that's a huge area for a boss fight.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, there could be multiple entrances to that top as well. See, it sort of reminds me of like the Sky Temple as well.
Yep.
Just looking at it like that.
And this is just like some kind of being connected to Calamity Ganon. I don't know if it's Ganon himself, but look, he has the same hair. Do you see the hair?
It could be like clones for. Maybe he revived all the old Ganons.
Yeah, because it has the same red hair as Ganondorf.
Yeah.
So it could be connected to Ganondorf.
It could be.
I just
see, someone actually posted. I'm reading the comments here at the same time. What if you got? People are talking about Dark Link. What if you got Malice Link or something instead? That could be interesting.
Well, but then again, Malice is the substance.
Yeah.
This is Wind Blight Ganon.
Well, it is a Ganon then. They've got some sort of Ganon here.
Okay, you know what? I will set on some more fitting music.
You can do that. I wish I could see this live.
Yeah, so it looks like it has definitely some references from Ganon. We got the 4 pillars, which are also very visible in the tapestry and the American Masters and Collector's Edition, because we get a terrible, terrible limited edition in Europe. It only contains the sword, the Master Sword, and the soundtrack. We don't even get an amiibo.
Oh wait, we don't even get an amiibo?
No, you have to buy it separately in Europe. So I'm importing my Collector's Edition from Japan.
Lucky you. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, I can do that.
I like... just the whole dungeon looks very interesting. I'm liking that they're breaking sort of the formula. You don't have to go to the dungeons. You can just skip all of them.
Yep.
Gonna make speedruns very interesting for this game, that's for sure.
Yep. So this is Windblight Ganon.
let me know when we finish all the images. We can have like a small discussion about just how we feel generally about all these things at the end.
I don't think it's necessary, but you can definitely see the hair of Ganon because we have been streaming for like 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had no idea it's been that long already.
If people want to watch the entire thing, they shouldn't be waiting that long.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So, here you go. Win by Ganon. I hope we didn't spoil too many people. But I just love the vibe. It's so similar to the Stone Tower Temple. I love the stony, mechanical feel to this, to these dungeons.
Look at that. He looks like I love the he's huge. You know.
Mm-hmm.
There could be. How far can we go? Like, if you have any theories about like mechanics, can we talk about those here? I don't want to.
You would definitely be using a lot of physics mechanics, but I don't want to talk too much about dungeons because we'll be going very in depth and very professionally next Tuesday.
Okay.
So this was just the first spoiler. The big spoiler comes on Tuesday. So yeah.
Not gonna ruin it for anyone. Then.
But seeing all of this, I would love to see an expansion for Breath of the Wild.
You mean DLC?
Yeah, just like you had with The Witcher. Adding 20 or 30 hours of additional gameplay.
That could be very nice. I mean, imagine like them adding like a whole, different place to explore. Like just add to the world. Would be absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember, guys, this is all on the go as well.
Yeah.
You get all this
it's insane.
Wherever you want to go.
It's completely insane. You can play this on the go. It's just wow.
All these puzzles and everything. I mean, the Switch. It looks so cool. I can't wait. I'm freaking out inside here. I have to let it out. It looks so cool. Just these dungeon images. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I hope everyone else is here too.
Yep. Okay, guys. I think this is more or less it. And on this note, hearing the calling of the 4 giants, we end this stream. Thank you so very much for joining us. Make sure to also subscribe to Gehab, who was my guest today.
Thank you very much for having me.
And until then, this was the Commonwealth Realm. And we will see you, girls and guys, later.